I have seen much that is unbelievable in my life, but the recent action of interstellar object 3I Atlas transcends paradox. It is a calculated maneuver defying known physics and energy laws. This is a true act of cosmic impossibility. For months, we watched this enigma, noting its speed and lack of drag. But the final orbital telemetry reveals a terrible truth. This object has active remote capability. It goes far beyond simple movement. I am talking about controlled changes to orbital geometry. 3I Atlas just put a new quasi-moon into Earth orbit. This was not an accident. It was a deliberate, precise, non-kinetic orbit change. It turned a distant asteroid into a new Earth quasi-moon. This ability allows planetary-scale motion control without contact. It is an unprecedented violation of known physical principles. This has forced us to use the most radical theory available. The main question is how this orbital manipulation was achieved. It demands an answer based on the deepest level of reality. String theory is the only language to describe this engineering. We must use Michio Kaku's string theory. We must use it to grasp the forces used in this orbit conquest. To understand the scope of this crisis, note these anomalies. The deliberate insertion of a new satellite proves its nature. The initial consensus used flawed zero-type physics. Now, we see the impossible. The first anomaly questioning the comet hypothesis was the lack of emissions. This was during deceleration and trajectory control. The object made speed changes with no visible gas, heat, or plume. These sustained speed changes were staggering. They required acceleration beyond natural gas emission models. The standard explanation was exotic sublimation. But the scientific truth is this emissionless motion breaks Newton's third law. We believe the object uses a field drive. It transfers momentum into an unobservable dimension. This ability is the basis for the energy needed. It is needed for non-kinetic and remote force application. Sustained control proves this object is autonomous. It can perform multi-stage maneuvers. This requires a self-contained non-baryonic energy source. This source must have incredible efficiency. The second anomaly was non-local gravimetric shadow correlation. High-precision gravimetric sensors found a fleeting shadow. The shadow correlated with a position other than the captured moon. The standard explanation was seismic noise, quickly classified. But the scientific truth is that the shadow implies energy manipulation. Local inertia was manipulated to transfer the asteroid into orbit. This proves a link between mass and energy. The gravity fluctuation speed occurred in under a millisecond. It indicates a technological artifact. It uses forces near light speed in the local space-time geometry. The technology can locally control the gravitational coupling constant. The third and most terrifying anomaly defines the maneuver. It was the perfect resonance upon entering orbit. The quasi-moon asteroid was placed precisely. It was placed at Earth's L4 or L5 Lagrange point. This region offers gravitational stability. The probability of an object randomly entering this resonance is low. It is nearly zero. The scientific fact is that final orbit parameters are optimal. They are mathematically optimal for long-term observation and stability. This proves the maneuver was not accidental. It was a premeditated and deliberate insertion into orbit. It was a perfect act of remote celestial engineering. The ultimate claim is that 3I Atlas put a second moon into orbit. This is a direct result of the extreme technology we observed. It was not by chance. We argue that this was a demonstration of orbital control. We must go beyond the standard model. We assert 3I Atlas is a self-aware interstellar orbital manipulator. It is a strategically deployed technological artifact. The first pillar supporting this is graviton field projection and drag. Our analysis confirms no impact or thermal blast on the asteroid. Instead, the asteroid's velocity vector was altered evenly. It was altered by an invisible push. We believe the object projected a graviton field. It used a coherent, non-baryonic impulse force. This acted as a gravity beam, applying force to the asteroid. The force was constant, directed, and without contact. This technology manipulates gravity at a distance. It changes orbital momentum. The precision needed suggests the field generator can do more. It can create negative mass equivalence. It can create artificial space-time gradients to attract the target. This contactless mass control is a hallmark of Type II civilization. The second pillar is impulse transfer from space. The energy to change the asteroid's orbit is vast. But 3I Atlas did not slow down much. We found evidence the energy deficit was space energy transfer. The object routed impulse from an unobservable dimension. It used string theory to borrow energy from a vacuum. It may have used a neighboring brane. This explains the non-local gravimetric shadow. It explains the seeming impossible conservation of 3I Atlas's momentum. The maneuver was cosmic energy borrowing. It was quenched by a higher dimension zero-point field. This proves the ability to manipulate the quantum vacuum. The third pillar is the anisotropic hull and field focusing. 3I Atlas's polarization confirms a non-homogeneous hull. We believe this hull focuses the graviton field. This allows a small probe to project a gravity beam for millions of miles. We conclude our material science is primitive. The hull acts as a spatial antenna for space-time manipulation. The object is made of metamaterials. They are invisible to physics unless they interact with gravity. The fourth pillar focuses on guidance and trajectory denial. The insertion into orbit was precise. ATLC-3 used its zero-emission drive for both motion and scanning. It is a gravimetric scanner, predicting trajectories in real time. The final maneuver was an insertion protocol. It was designed to place the new object in a stable position. This is for long-term observation, a permanent asset near Earth. This orbit suggests the new moon is a store or communications relay. It offers high gain for its creators, placed for observation. The fifth and final pillar concerns strategic mission deployment. We reject the hypothesis of a random event. The successful insertion of the new moon is deliberate. It is a show of planetary sovereignty. We believe this serves as a strategic marker. It indicates this star system is now taken or set for monitoring. The second moon acts as a stable observation platform. It confirms the goal of a Type II civilization or higher. That goal is long-term presence and control of local celestial mechanics. The act itself is a declaration. Its intentions are written in the orbital parameters. These establish a cosmic hierarchy. The impossible orbit makes us recognize Michio Kaku's string theory. His theory is the only language to describe what we see. Kaku's theory forces us to explain non-local orbital control. We believe the object's ability to attract the asteroid comes through string theory. It relies on the manipulation of the graviton field and dimensions. The object's technology generates a graviton wave. This acts as a beam of gravity, altering the asteroid's momentum. It uses higher dimensional physics. This is applying string theory for orbit conquest. The Kaku answer refutes the simple explanation. The story of a random gravitational event is false. Random chance does not account for the perfect orbital resonance. We understand that insertion into orbit is a technological statement. We must use Kaku's theory to understand the true threat. We face a Type II civilization's artifact. It has achieved mastery over gravity and space-time. It uses dimensional physics. The quasi-moon creation was no accident. It was a cosmic act of territorial capture. The global cover-up surrounding the new moon confirms this. It confirms the deep existential crisis faced by our Type 0 civilization. The government is hiding more than a simple event. They hide their institutional inability to deal with the manipulator. This refers to its technology and its strategic implications. The government hides that our defense is useless. Our defense infrastructure relies on predictable Newtonian mechanics. It is useless against this technology. Admitting a probe can alter a remote body's orbit is admitting this. We are facing a civilization that has weaponized forces of the universe. They conceal their lack of a technological counter-strategy. The captured moon is a visible reminder of our vulnerability. Their secret is their deep inability. They cannot answer how to keep sovereignty over our orbital space. The enemy can manipulate planets from millions of miles away. The conspiracy is a choice to keep the illusion of control. They classify orbital data, fearing public panic. They fear knowing that physics has been used against us. We have a choice to make. The simple lie is a scientific justification. 3I Atlas is a comet that achieved a resonance by chance. This requires no effort from you. The truth, confirmed by the zero-emission engine, is this. 3I Atlas is an orbital manipulator using string theory. It created a permanent observation object near Earth. The main threat is the awareness of our cosmic environment. It is under the scope of entities whose technology is beyond us. The creation of a second moon was a cosmic declaration of war. Reject the lie and demand the complex truth. The truth is of a universe where physics is a weapon. Share this video, join our community, and subscribe. We will decipher the gravity signals and reveal the crisis. 3I Atlas, prove that our orbit is their target.